This is just a quick Holy Paladin run through for someone that asked about the class, as they've just recently boosted it from 1 to 9 using the Drannel pre-order. I can only assume, I don't really know. Simple as it goes, I mean, I always reforge into either Spirit or Mastery. Your Mastery is your Illuminated Healing, and your Illuminated Healing is going to come top of the healing for you specifically, because every AoE you cast is going to put a little bubble around them and will absorb X amount of damage for what you've healed. Now the good thing about this is it will stack up to, I can't remember what it is exactly. Okay, so it's 178,931. Obviously in raids it doesn't really tend to max out, but I mean that extra 30-40k is really going to get you over it. I mean, rotation wise is actually incredibly simple. You want to use your Light's Hammer off cooldown. Whenever that comes up, pop it, because it costs any mana but it gives you that extra AoE. And then you want to just pop your Holy Radiance until you get 3 of your Holy Power. You also want to use Holy Shock off cooldown because it's a 5k heal and also gives you another Holy Power. And then you just want to pop your Light of Dawn at 3. I mean, I occasionally in times of need will pop it at 2 because it will still heal for a fair amount. So the basic of the rotation is just more or less this, and it is genuinely rinse and repeat. My talents wise, you got Speed of Light, but I mean really any of these you could use. I wouldn't use Long Arm of the Law necessarily, that's more PvP. Pursuit of Justice I used to use, and then just sort of use Speed of Light because I was fucking around in raid and never really swapped back, is the reasoning. Fist of Justice, because one is quite useful against ads in raids, ads that will fuck you over. You can stun them all more or less, so that's the reason I use it. And then obviously Turn Evil, I don't think I've ever used once. And then Repentance obviously is like a rogue's sap, so yeah, you don't really want to be using that. And sometimes you'll see people use him Selfless Healer, and then tanks tend to use Sacred Shield obviously because it gives them a nice cute little bubble. But I go with Eternal Flame mainly because of the tick, and occasionally I do heroics, and it's helpful with that. And then you want your Unbreakable Spirit, reduces your cooldown your Divine Shield by 50% and your Lay on Hands, so I mean you don't get much better than that. Some people I know will go for Clemency. I mean, I've always argued this, but it's personal preference. I mean, this isn't like telling you how to play Holy Paladin, this is just how I play my Holy Paladin. But yeah, obviously because you get 2 ticks of your Hand of Freedom, Hand of Protection, Hand of Sacrifice, Hand of Salvation, which is still pretty useful, and I've kind of swapped between both. And now this you could kind of choose. I wouldn't choose this necessarily. I mean, some people might do obviously because you get your wings now last 10 seconds longer, but I don't see this as much of an issue. I used to use Holy Avenger. Now the reason for that is you'd gain 3 Holy Power for every single target, every single Holy Power generating spell you could use. So Holy Shock, Holy Radiance would each generate 3 Holy Power. So that would put your heals through the fucking roof. And it lasts, I think, 2 seconds less than Avenging Wrath. So as you can imagine, it was that's 30%, this is 20%, so you've got an extra 50% healing for 20 seconds, and then you use your divine favour, but we'll get into that in a second. So you can either use that, but I chose to use divine purpose. I switched from holy avenger to divine purpose because your spells that you use holy power, so your holy radiance, your holy shock, get 25% chance to proc and cost no mana, and will also be casted like it has used. So not ones that build it, ones that use it. So your Light of Dawn gets a proc, and it will cast as if it was used with 3 holy power, which through raids, I mean, I've had it proc 4 or 5 times in a row, so you got to think about that. So that's more or less 15 holy power you've got in 3 seconds, right? Because it's you're running off globals basically. So in 5 seconds you've gained 15 holy powers worth, and you've chucked that over 4 people for around 40-50k. I'm not going to work that out, but as you can imagine, that's pretty fucking ridiculous, and that can happen all the time, unlike this, which is a cooldown. Now I've seen people use Holy Prism. I don't really know why. And then obviously Execution Sentence is more for rep paladins. I go with Light's Hammer because it doesn't cost you any mana. It's only a minute cooldown. You can place it where you want, and it ticks a nice amount of healing constantly. So you can't go wrong. Glyphs wise, I use Glyph Protection of the Innocent. So when I use my Eternal Flame or Word Glory, I then heal myself for, I think, 50%, 20%. So if you crit 100k, you're going to get 20k healed yourself, which is pretty useful if you need an emergency heal. Then you Light of Dawn attracts two fewer players, but does 25% more healing. And obviously you mix that with your Divine Favour, so you're going to get 5, well, we'll say it's stacked 5 times in a row. You've got 5 free. We're still going to run off this one, 5 free. 2 fewer targets, 25% more. You're going to be hitting everyone for about 50-60k, and you're going to get that absolutely free. And then Glyph of Divine Plea, obviously gets back 50% less mana, but it's fucking 1 in the morning. And then obviously it's got a minute cooldown, so what goes around comes around really. And then your miners, you can stick whatever. I have that because it just creates a big unnecessary fucking pillar on people every time you crit, and there's a couple of people in the guild it really annoys, so that's why I use it. Then my Avenging Wrath, you got 4 pretty butterfly wings that come out the back, and then Contemplation is just completely useless. It makes me kneel on the floor for 10 seconds or something fucking useless like that. Instant rotation obviously is just this all the way through. But now we'll go into my my little gems, and this is what will put you at the top of the healing. You got your simple dungeon buff. To be honest, I never ever really use this in raids at all. Dungeons, sorry, because your single targets in your AoEs are so fucking overpowered, you don't need them. But yeah, you got Guardian Avenging Kings, Holy Avenger if you choose it, Avenging Wrath and Divine Favour. So your Guardian obviously heals for 100% of the amount for 5 times on the single target that you've chosen. And then you've got your Avenging Wrath, which is going to heal 20% more, and then your Divine Favour, which increases your haste by 20%, so basically everything's getting off quicker. But I use that if I'm doing LFR and that, because I don't want to use all my potions and that. Now this bad boy, exactly the same, apart from Potion of the Jade Serpent, so you get an extra 4k intellect, and then a Master Mana Potion. Now I only tend to pop this towards the last 20%, or if I know there's going to be a massive spike in damage coming up, because this fucking heals crazy amounts. This will put you from no health to full health in maybe 2 heals. And obviously you got your health stone as well, because if they're quite low, chances are you're quite low, so you want to pop that off straight away if it's not off cooldown. So I go if I just do a quick rotation of it, without a macro. Now you got to remember, if there was 4 or 5 other people here, you'd be healing each of them for this same amount. And don't forget you've got your illuminated healing, which is putting 180k bubble on people. And I just got to wait for that to come off cooldown. So yeah, I mean, as you can see, it's a pretty basic rotation. Just got 30 seconds, and I'll go into my raid macro. As for raids, obviously your flasks, I go for intellect, and recently I've been finding the blizzard have been fucking with my spirit for some reason, so I had a couple spirit flasks just because blizzard were fucking with me. So yeah, that's kind of just to backfire that, really. You don't need the spirit, to be honest, because you're gonna reforge into spirit, so your spirit's gonna be quite high. And I think mine's only like 17k at the minute, but with a few more pieces it'll be a lot higher, and I basically will not be going at all. Alright, so let's get into this raid macro, and we'll get nice and OP. So you want to chuck down your hammer, you want to pop the raid macro, and now you just want to fucking happy spam away. Now you want to occasionally pop a single target, so you don't forget that he is still healing for you. He will heal you off of your holy shock, but if that's on cooldown, you just want to use your holy light, because you don't want to waste time. Well, you don't want to waste him, really, because he's a 3-minute, I believe. Obviously, if someone's low, you want to use your divine light. If someone's really low, you want to pop your flasher light. Divine light, because it heals fucking crazy amounts, and if it crits, you will get ridiculous crits out of it. I've crit 300, 400k's with it before, and it is absolutely ridiculous. My level at the minute is 541. Let's see, 539. I just round it to 540. Gets me into flex, and people start arguing. Yeah, because I mean, I do out heal a lot of classes. I'm not gonna sit here and brag and be arrogant and shit, but with the macro and then just that general healing rotation will out heal a lot of classes. I always do quite well in raids. When we raid, we either go with a chamois. Hang on a second. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. So you wanna. Oh fuck me! What the fuck was I talking about? You completely throw me off. Alright, yeah. Obviously you got fully geared, like druids and that, then you're gonna be out healed every day, because obviously they're fucking hot as bullshit. But when we raid, we go with a chamois who's got his legendary, and a priest who's around the same item level as me. So yeah, it's pretty fucking bullshit OP. I think roughly I will pull about 130, 135 on a standard boss, and if I go fucking super OP with my macro, I go up to about 180, 170. And now for my gear score, that's pretty fucking impressive, I think. I mean, obviously you got people hitting a lot more, but for my gear, I find it's pretty good. If there's any questions, let me know. I'll probably do a more in-depth video, but it's 1:30 in the morning and I've got work in the morning, so this is just a quick rush for someone that need it. I hope this has been slightly helpful to you. Leave a like and a comment if you like. Inbox me if you've got any questions, or just comment on the video, and I'll get back to you as quick as I can. Thank you for watching.